Today, we're taking a deep dive into something called the Swift Global Messaging Grid. Now, it's one of the most critical yet most misunderstood pieces of our global infrastructure. And you might think this is a story about finance, but really, it's a fantastic chapter in the history of databases. Okay, so let's just think about this for a second. Have you ever sent money to another country? You tap a few buttons on an app, and a couple of days later, sometimes hours, it just arrives. It feels instantaneous, right? Almost like magic. But what is actually happening behind the scenes to make that possible? Well, here's the secret. The money itself doesn't actually fly across the planet. What's traveling is information. It's a highly structured, incredibly secure message. And that single idea right there is what we're going to unpack today. Right, so if it isn't magic and it's all about messaging, let's kick things off by really defining the system that makes this whole thing work. And here it is, SWIFT. That stands for the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Founded way back in 1973, its whole purpose was to fix a gigantic problem. I mean, how do you get banks all over the world using different computers, speaking different languages, to communicate with each other reliably? The answer was a standardized language. And here's the absolute crucial point, the thing that really makes this a database story. Swift doesn't touch the money. It's a messaging service that tells the bank's own internal databases what to do. So, if it's all about the message, what's actually inside one? What kind of information does it have to carry to get the job done? Think of a single Swift message as the perfect set of instructions for a database update. It's got to have a few core things. You've got bank identifier codes, or BICs. They're basically the unique addresses for every bank in the system. Then you have these specific account numbers, the exact transfer amount and the currency, and really importantly, all the compliance data to make sure everything's above board. It's like the digital DNA of a financial transaction. Okay, so we have this packet of information. How does a simple message actually result in money appearing in someone's account? Let's trace that journey from start to finish. This really lays it all out step by step. First, your bank packages all those instructions into a SWIFT message. That message then zips across this super secure network to the bank on the other end. And then, step 4, this is the magic moment. The receiving bank gets the message, reads the instructions, and simply updates its own ledger. An entry in their database is credited, your bank's database is debited. See? No bag of cash crossed an ocean, just a secure little data packet that triggered a perfectly coordinated database update. Of course, the technology powering these messages hasn't exactly been standing still since the 70s. It's actually evolved pretty dramatically. Yeah, so back in 1973, Swift started out with something called MT formats. That just stands for message type. You can think of them as really structured text messages. Now, that was a huge leap forward from the old telex systems, which were basically just global teleprinters. But the real revolution, the game changer, came in the 2000s with ISO 2002. This moved everything over to XML. Now, what that meant was that the messages could suddenly carry way more data, way more context. You can embed richer information, which opened the door for things like better analytics, automated compliance, and real-time fraud detection. It was a massive upgrade for the database of global finance. So when you pull this all together, what have you really got? Well, you've got more than just a network. You have the actual backbone of the entire global economy. I mean, just stop and think about that scale for a minute. Trillions of dollars every single day. All of that economic activity, everything from a giant corporation paying a supplier on another continent to you sending $20 to a relative overseas, it's all guided and secured by this incredible system of messaging and database logic. It's just staggering. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's like the electrical grid that provides power to our homes. Swift provides that fundamental communication layer that allows the entire global financial system to even function. It's the set of rules, it's the shared language, it's the infrastructure that everything else is built right on top of. And that really brings us to a final thought. For half a century, Swift has been the undisputed grid for financial information. It proved just how powerful a standardized data protocol could be in changing the world. So the question for us, looking ahead, is this. As new technologies emerge and new kinds of global exchange happen, what's going to be the next grid? And what kind of information will it be built to carry?